USR University Cheeto Shrimp Enterprise turns shrimp shells into spices, fertilizer, and even personal protective equipment. They are raising the standard of living for people living in poverty while recycling a naturally occurring resource. Aimed at creating a plastic-free economy where sustainability does not compromise quality, EarthSuds prevents waste from ending up in oceans and employs people with developmental disabilities to manufacture innovative new products and reduce production of single-use plastics. Launched to address communication challenges between taxi drivers with hearing impairments and passengers, this social enterprise creates new opportunities for 300,000 hearing-impaired South Koreans through innovative new technology. Behind this innovation and these new businesses is Enactus, the largest experiential learning platform developing next-gen leaders with a head for business and a heart for the world. Every year, Enactus changes the lives of 72,000 next-gen leaders around the globe on over 1,800 campuses. They, in turn, are changing the world right now, and the positive impact shows. Founded in 1975, Enactus engages students to become next-gen leaders with an entrepreneurial mindset and a hard-earned understanding of business principles to improve the world. Enactus trains, supports, and incentivizes students to ideate, implement, and measure the impact of businesses they create within the framework of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals for 2030.
Pretty much everything that I do in my career now, I learned how to do when I was a student running an Enactus team. This opportunity that you get in Enactus to build, to grow, to learn, that can change you.
We need a passion to work for the society.
We act for a world with equality for people and responsibility for the environment.
This program is a great opportunity to collaborate with enactors from all over the world.
Enactus students invested 7.3 million hours into 3,800 businesses that impacted 1.3 million people and created 159 million in economic value. Enactus and its funding partners inspire and engage students to understand that business is a force for good.
Young talents are the key people of our future, and by using, we aspire to bring the best ideas to the Sustainable Development Goals to life. Enactus can help us to connect with students who share our values.
If you care about who will lead us next, about creating positive impact on the world's greatest challenges, about preparing the next generation to lead, invest with Enactus.
Every single pandemic has led to an innovation cycle. And we think that this is going to be a huge opportunity for the students of Enactus to start the next great company. Every time I leave an Enactus meeting, I'm like more hopeful about the next generation. I think continue that advocacy that you all have for that more positive world.
Learn more and co-create impact with us at enactus.org.
Welcome, one and all. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I can't wait to get this started. I am working on my camera here. So there we go. Hey guys, welcome to this encore celebration and opportunity to celebrate the best of the best, all of you today as this encore edition begins of the Enactus World Cup 2020. Today, we have very many special guests with us today that we're honored to have here. And most of those special guests are next-gen leaders on the screen today. It's fantastic to see you all. I'm Terry Tork, the Chief Innovation Officer of Enactus, and it's a privilege and a pleasure to serve you, to welcome you to this encore edition of the Enactus World Cup 2020. Some very, very special guests are here today and listening in and watching, and they include the senior officer of the UN Office for Partnerships, our good friend of Enactus, our dear friend Will Kennedy. Thank you for being here today. We're honored to have the chairman of the board of Enactus and also the CEO of BIC. Gonzalve Bick is here with us today. We're very honored to have you today. We are honored to have the Egypt Minister of Social Solidarity, Dr. Naveen Kabish, is here today. And of course, all of you and our amazing impact. We celebrate you, the top 1% of the top 1%. We're looking forward to listening to you and hearing from you. And thank you for all you do. And now it's a pleasure and a privilege to welcome the president and CEO of Enactus. This is Rachel Jarash.
Thanks, Terry, and welcome everybody. I'll just reiterate what Terry said and thank you all for being here first and foremost, but most of all to thank you for what you do every day through Enactus. We are here to celebrate your work, to celebrate and hear from you. And in a few minutes, we're going to meet all of the winning team members from around the world. But we all know the Enactus World Cup is a remarkable event. Whether it's in person or online, it's only possible because of our generous partners who believe and then support all of you. So I want to thank again our presenting sponsor, KPMG, our Better World Award and impact partner, Ford Motor Company and the Ford Motor Company Fund, our impact partners, Unilever, and all of our partners who support us, Advantage Solutions, AIG, Belicio Foods, BIC, Harmony Gold Mining, John Dobson Foundation, and DSM. For every student on this call today, please know that we thank these partners in part because of what they do for us, but we also thank them for what they do in the world. And so if you don't know about these companies, but you have an opportunity to learn more through Enactus, I encourage you to do so. Listen, everyone on this call knows and understands intimately what teamwork is and the power of teamwork. That means not only that the Enactus team of students around the world and staff, but also our faculty, alumni, and most of all our boards of directors. So that's why I'm so thrilled to have Gonzalve Bick here today. Gonzalve has been a supporter of Enactus because he believes in all of you. And he is, I know, excited to share with us the journey ahead for Enactus. I want to turn it now to Gonzalve and welcome him. Join me. Gonzalve?
Thanks, Rachel. Good morning, good evening, good night for some of you. Thanks, Rachel and Terry, for those warm words of welcome. I can't tell you how much meeting with some of you and all your peers over the last 20 years has inspired me to do what I do. Every time, in what I do, you have bad days. It happens. And all I need to do is connect with one of you, one of your peers, the alumni network, and go back and look at those videos. It just gives you so much energy. So I want to start with thank you, because you make my day better every day. But you also inspire me and others to do better, right? When I think about, and I think about this a lot, the future leaders who will, with my children, go forward and make the world a better place, you guys embody everything that I could ever hope and dream for. Some of you want to be presidents of your countries. Some of you want to be CEOs of companies. Some of you want to teach in rural schools in the middle of Puerto Rico. All of those are amazing dreams, and you should chase them with not only all your head, but all of your heart. And I see that every time I interact with you guys. It's so much heart. And we as business leaders can take a lot of that in everything that we do. So please continue to do everything that you're doing. And I'm sorry that we weren't all there to celebrate you in person with all that energy, but know that we are there with you in spirit and then some. Terry?
Gonzalve, thank you so much. 2020 has been a challenging year, but you stepped up to that challenge like true social entrepreneurs, true innovators. Gonzalve, we are so appreciative of your leadership taking over this year in a tough year, but boy, the light is right before us, and it couldn't be a better time for an entrepreneur of Enactus to really changed the world for good. 5 years ago, we started the races. Who knew that One Race to End Waste and the water race would evolve into such energy and opportunity to recognize more of you? And that's our goal, is more collaboration, more recognition for everything that you do and sharing that impact with the world. So today we will celebrate the top of the One Race for Oceans. We'll look at the best of the fest for the 77-second film festival, and of course our final four. And right now we're going to turn it over to Oceans, and a giant thank you to those that believe in your impact like we do, those that believe that the power of the next generation is the one to change the world for good. And they include the Velo Foundation and a private donor who has put down their hard-earned time and money and impact to help drive a better world. So thank you so much to Velo. Thank you for that important private donor for making this possible. Today, we are here to honor One Race for Oceans winners. Collectively that you guys created 300,000 project hours, 900,000 lives were impacted by the work that you did. 128 new businesses, 700 new jobs were created. Now, come on, this is in 2020. Are you kidding me? That's amazing. And nearly a little over 6 million in new revenue in 2020. That's the kind of impact that Enactus students are capable of. That's the kind of impact that marks a next-gen leader. But the biggest impact of all is the impact on your lives. And that we applaud you. And we want you to share that impact with the world. So with no further ado, we're going to acknowledge our top winners. I want to thank most importantly, the leadership of our country leaders. Thank you so much to Rodi Rivera. Thank you so much to Joanna Rudiger as we honor the University of Puerto Rico, Rio Padres campus, Enactus, Puerto Rico. Where are you guys? Say hello. Say hello, Puerto Rico. All right, I know you're out there. Good, good, good. And also thank you so much to the Anime Federal University of Paris, UFPA Brazil, and a very, very special warm welcome. Rachel, I am honored to turn it over to you to talk to our top two teams.
Thanks, Terry. I so appreciate it. I want to welcome to the screen right now the One Race for Oceans second place team that created Project Daria, one of my favorites. Please turn your cameras on. I know you're out there. Thank you for joining us from Sri Guru Gobind Singh College of Commerce in India. For those of you who aren't aware of Project Daria, I am so delighted to have you back on screen and with us live today. I have to tell you that this project really struck me because I've spent a lot of time not only in India, but worked in the water technology space and looked at projects not unlike yours a few years ago, but we in the company I worked in couldn't get them to work. So congratulations again to you for all that you've accomplished. I'm really curious to hear from some of you, because one of the things I always wonder most about when I look at the Enactus team work that happens around the world is how it impacts you personally and what it means for you personally. So I would welcome any of you to respond to that. What impact did working on this project have on you this year, especially amid all of the challenges we're facing?
Thank you, ma'am, for your question. Project Daria's journey has been truly enriching for us. When we started by developing a prototype of waste hall using plastic bottles. Learning from our errors and mistakes, we transitioned to plastic canisters and fiber sheets. While we were conducting extensive research and surveys, we found a community living off the rivers of our nation who were completely dependent on the valuables thrown in the river. So what we wanted is to come up with a project that would cater to the aspects and problems of such communities, and we molded Daria on similar grounds. Now we can proudly say that Daria has become a source of livelihood for 16 entrepreneurs, indirectly and directly enhancing and improving the lives of 8,300 people who live around such rivers and in the localities where we set up plex. Daria has had a huge impact on each one of us. The team has worked really, really hard on creating this project and seeing it on ground. We want to take it to greater heights and accomplish our goal of plastic-free oceans.
Thank you so much for that. Is there anybody else who'd like to add any comments? The impact is remarkable, and I often wonder what it feels like to have had that much impact at such a young age on so many people. Does that change you?
Am I audible, ma'am?
Please.
Yeah, for some reason the camera is not turning on. So if you don't mind, I would like to add on to that. Darya surely has had a great impact at a very young stage. We were, before introducing Darya to the world, we were actually making up, we were having our surveys and all going on. So we had a picture in mind. And when we started working towards our goal, things just started to get in line and uh, yeah. So the things just started to get in line and everything got sorted out and we had our territories, the people around us. And whenever we conducted Plex, uh, there were people who were very, very enthusiastic of what was going on and everybody pitched in their part. Even the people, even our entrepreneurs took initiative in setting up the projects and the people that in and around the areas where we were trying to sensitize, the people pitched in and they helped us in various ways and as much way as they could. So that's how we shared a part of joy with them and that's how they took part in the enhancement of our project. So this is what impact it has had. We have created connections and we have enjoyed moments with people that we just can't explain in words.
Thank you so much for sharing that. You know, you used the word joy and it makes me joyful to hear that because I do think part of what we learn through the positive impact we make is what it means to impact other individuals on a very personal level. And it opens up new opportunities for each of us. So thanks for sharing that. I very much appreciate it. Congratulations to you all once again for your great work. I'm excited to see the growth of Project Daria and I'm certain it will continue. I want to now turn to the first place team. So I want to welcome the Earth Suds team from Wilfrid Laurier University in Canada to the screen as well. Congratulations to all of you. We feel as though we know you from your videos, all of you, but it is lovely to see you live today. And I have the same question for you because your project was very different than Project Daria, and yet it had some very personal impact on others. I'd like to hear what impact it had on each of you as you developed and drove this new business.
Yeah, thank you for the question, Rachel. I think as like a whole team, it had the challenge especially had a really big impact on us to give us that extra little bit of motivation that we needed. It's one thing to be competing on the world stage, but when you know you have this like other thing that you could also win, it just gets even more people involved and gets a lot of motivation towards achieving your goals just that much more. And then I think also as a lot of our team was kind of in their last year this year, this challenge kind of was a way for us to leave on a high note in a way, I guess, and sort of push our team forward that much more and set a good example for the rest of our team because we became almost like a family over the years that you worked together. As was mentioned in the last question, I think getting to leave your family with something as awesome as this was really a great challenge for us, and we're glad we got to do it.
Tyler, thanks for that. I really appreciate it. The work that you have done is quite remarkable, and I know that it will continue to grow, but I also wonder how you'll take anything that you gained from working on this project with you going forward. How do you envision it will impact your future?
I think we learned a lot when we competed in this challenge, and a lot of it was about how we communicate our message and how people understand Earth Suds, and also just the ability to be a part of this community. As much as Enactus is a competition, you also just get to learn so much from all the other competitors, and you really gain a massive respect for all of the different projects out there. So I think just seeing what everyone else was doing really helped us think through new innovations and new things that we could be doing and steps that we could take to make our impact even greater. So I think that's something that we'll definitely take into the future.
Thanks for sharing that, Tyler. And I really just want to congratulate both teams again. The water race, the oceans race are building on one another. The impact is remarkable. Oceans race year 2 is underway right now. And I know that I'm already hearing from new teams that are submitting applications who were inspired by the work of the 4 teams we mentioned today and all the others who participated. So thank you again. I'm going to turn it back to Terry. Before I do so, I just want to remind you that all of the Oceans Race presentations remain available on YouTube. So the Enactus YouTube channel is up and running. I know many of you have been there to look at other people's work. And as Tyler said, have learned from one another's work, but I encourage you to continue to share it, especially as you bring new members onto your teams. It's a great resource for all of you. Terry, I'll turn it to you.
Rachel, thank you. I heard Tyler say something about his last year at Enactus, and as country leader Nicole Allman will tell you, there's probably really no such thing as your last year at Enactus, Tyler. All of those great NextGen leaders joining us as alumni, and it never ends. So thank you for all of the work you do. I'd like to invite everybody from the Oceans team. Turn on your cameras. Let's go. I want to see everybody from Brazil. Let's see everybody from Puerto Rico. Let's see everybody from Canada and everybody from India, because you all deserve a great big round of applause for your amazing amount of impact that you provided this year. Unbelievable. Guys, just pop your cameras on here. It's worth seeing each and every one of you, your fantastic work. I mean, the Oceans, 300,000 project hours, guys, 900,000 lives impacted. Give yourself a great big round of applause. You really, really deserve it. Man, oh man, you are the top 1% of the 1%, and you are guiding and sharing your innovation with others to inspire them to go on and to help drive more impact for the world and bring our partners and everyone together. I am so excited to know that this year we have been able to share more impact than ever, more content than ever. Thanks to the 77-second film festivals, most of you have provided this 77-second film. We'll continue to do so, all of the champions. And we had so many official entries. We had many more, but the official entries were 55 teams that entered the 77-second impact. And that was a lot of people, lots of judges watching. Over 15,000 so far have had the opportunity to touch and judge each one of those 77-second films. So thank you for all of that work. It's amazing all of you do. And right now, I would love to honor the best of show. Comes to us from India. Unbelievable, guys. And we're going to turn it over to a video in just a moment, 77 seconds. And then I'm going to talk to those top film producers and ask them a couple of questions, and then we'll move on to the top 4. So Amy, at any time, you can roll the video from Sri Ram College of Commerce, Aspa, India. A big congratulations to the best of the show of 77-second films, Sri Ram College of Commerce. There were so many top winners. We narrowed it down to 17, and the world voted you as best of the best, not a select amount of judges, but the world voted you guys best of show. And thank you. I welcome to the screen, turn on the top filmmakers here. There are so many. I know that you guys represent a team of dozens of you. So it's hard just to talk to a couple of the top filmmakers, but that's what we're going to do right now. I have a question for the lead filmmakers. So just identify yourself, give a wave. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And again, it's Sriram College of Commerce. Ashba, thank you very much. I got a big question for you. You know, when I first started in Enactus just 5-6 years ago, there was presentations were 20 minutes and we moved to 17 minutes. The races are 12 minutes. And now you crunched all of that impact into 77 seconds. How is that possible? Did you find it challenging to take all of that team impact, all of that great work, and then to cram it into 77 seconds? How did you do it? Vedant?
Thank you so much, sir. So yes, definitely condensing all the aspects of the business model and the project, along with the impact that it creates in a very lucid manner, was a challenging task for us. But of course, that's what's unique and interesting about the entire festival. And that's what the steep learning curve is about in this entire journey. So what we found challenging was, of course, from day one to represent what our communities actually work for and the lives that we impact on a daily basis, whether it's the passion and the resilience that they work for on a day-to-day basis. So just depicting that in a 77-second video, whether it's with respect to the storyline, the sound effects, the clippings, the most minute aspect, I think that's what creates that intense impact in any video. And hopefully we did generate it through this platform and this festival.
Vedant, thank you. You know, cramming it all together, there's big dramatic music, you had big dramatic shots, but you had a lot of joy and fun in there. I saw some puppet shows, you were working with kids. Tell me about the joy that was produced out of your, you know, a tough space. This is tough work, but yet you guys exuded joy and positivity. How is that even possible working in such challenged situations?
Absolutely, sir. In an environment where we work in the urban slums of Delhi and NCR, of course, there's a whole lot of community mobilization and trust building activities we undertake on a daily basis. And I think that's what the core lies. I think it's a much more collaborative and inclusive setup, which cultivates impact on a daily basis with each community member we work with. And I think that's what Enactus SRCC and Enactus World stands for.
Vedant, thank you so much. Thank you for all your good work. We'll continue with the 77-second films. We're going to add more of your passion and your personal impact as we move forward and bring that joy to the world. Talk about joy to the world. I think the person with the coolest job in the world happens to be at the United Nations. So thank you, team. I'm going to ask you to turn your cameras on, and I can't wait to turn it over to a dear friend and a friend of Enactus. And 2 years ago, for those of you who had the honor and privilege to be at the Enactus World Cup when we were in San Jose, Silicon Valley, one of the opening addresses was from our dear friend Will Kennedy. He's here with us today from the UN Office of Partnerships, and partnerships is what makes it all possible for us. Will, thank you kindly for being here today. How are you, good man?
I'm great, Terry. Thanks so much to you and Rachel for having me. I appreciate that.
Well, I'm so inspired by your presence and your friendship to Enactus, and I'd love to hear a few words and your thoughts about these NextGen leaders.
Thank you so much. And, you know, just for everybody's context, first of all, such an honor for me to be here today on this occasion of honoring the top teams and award winners of the 2020 Enactus World Cup. I've followed the Enactus World Cup for over a decade, and I can tell you that without question, it's probably the most inspirational moment for me each year in terms of having a deep sense of hope for the future that all of you represent. We just went from a 77-second digital video profile of impact of an incredible project to a UN bureaucrat who's part of the baby boom generation who's going to who prepared remarks for you. So that tells you that we need to transition from the old to the new right there. Okay. So if you bear with me, I did give some thought to this, and I hope that these remarks resonate with you as I try to honor your achievement. What you have accomplished on your journey to becoming a top team of the 2020 Enactus World Cup is nothing short of extraordinary, and a tribute to each of you, both individually and collectively, in your pursuit of uncommon excellence. It truly gives me hope and inspiration simply to be in your presence because of what you've accomplished to reach this pinnacle moment as high-performing teams in marshaling your respective ideas, your talents, and your skills while working tirelessly towards a shared purpose. And because of what you represent as a generation of change makers, with a vision and commitment to using the power of business and entrepreneurship and digital media to contribute to a better, more sustainable world. And lastly, but not unimportantly, because of what you somehow managed to achieve during this extraordinary period in human history, in the face of what is, without question, the greatest global health crisis of our time. This, to me, demonstrates a dedication and a discipline, a perseverance and a passion that is truly remarkable and clearly sets the 2020 Enactus World Cup top teams apart from all others. From my vantage point at the United Nations, it is abundantly clear that humanity's collective future will heavily depend on the next-gen social entrepreneurs like yourselves, with a head for business and a heart for the world. I am personally convinced that we are at a tipping point moment that has been accelerated by the COVID-19 crisis, whereby every major company and brand will need to adopt a purpose-driven business logic that demonstrates unequivocally how their business strategy and practices are benefiting society and the planet. My work at the United Nations is dedicated to promoting public-private partnerships and collective action to advance the Sustainable Development Goals, which all of you know are the universally endorsed framework and roadmap for promoting a more sustainable, inclusive, peaceful, and prosperous future for everyone. And it is in that context that I particularly want to thank each of you for the contributions that your teams have made to advancing the Sustainable Development Goals and the 2030 Agenda. Now more than ever, the world needs your vision, it needs your intellect, it needs your energy, it needs your idealism, it needs your innovation, and it needs your problem-solving skills and your tireless commitment to promote a more prosperous and sustainable society. I implore all of you to be fearless in support of your dreams and your aspirations, and not to be swayed by the crowd and conventional ways of thinking and doing. This is a moment of magnificent achievement in your life, so cherish it. What you've accomplished is something truly special and exceptional. I congratulate you, and I thank you for all that you've done. And I thank you for this opportunity.
Will Kennedy, thank you kindly. I appreciate your words, especially fearless in leadership. And this is a tough time and a challenge to be fearless, but the passion and the power and the purpose of Enactus students and next-gen leaders will really see us through. And Will, thank you for all of you do. I'm going to invite all of you in the final four to turn on your cameras, especially starting with Team India, Hajraj College, say hello, turn your cameras on. Team Brazil, hello, Federal University of Paraj. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you to country leader Devdeep. Thank you to Joanna. I so appreciate your power and your good work. All of you, the great team from Hans Raj College and Brazil Federal University. Thank you for all of your amazing work. We're going to move right into the top two here. And we get to hear from our team in Canada here. And at this point, I'm excited to turn it back over to Gonzalve, some amazing students standing before you.
Thanks, Terry. And you're absolutely right. Some amazing students. I have very powerful memories of what I heard. So congratulations to the second place team from Wilfrid Laurier University in Canada. And my question to you all is, how's your project going now? And what do you see in 2021, especially since you shared with us that some of the team are moving on. So you've also got a succession to manage through. So I'd love to hear from you and be inspired.
Thanks, Gonzalve. This past year has been an absolute roller coaster, but we really enjoyed every minute of it. So now our products are in 70 retail stores. 1,500 customers are now bought our products. We prevented over 18,000 plastic shampoo bottles from entering landfills. And also with this year, we helped respond to the global pandemic by donating thousands of tablets to those in need. And we were recognized by National Geographic as one of the top solutions in the world for solving our ocean plastics crisis. Now in 2021, our focus will be on scaling the enterprise. For production, that means working with a contract manufacturer. For sales, that means getting into retail chains and expanding into the hotel channel. For marketing, spreading awareness of our products all around the world, not just in North America. And most importantly, for HR, that means continuing to have a lot of fun as a team working on EarthSuds. We're fortunate to be a part of this incredible Enactus community, and thank you very much for having us here today.
Congratulations, Daniel. Thank you for those responses. They were absolutely worthy of the budget reviews that I'm going through in my company right now. So if you you want to join one of those, you can hop on the next Zoom call. But more seriously, thank you for everything that you've done. Congratulations to you, your team, and those who will come after you. So now the opportunity and honor is mine to congratulate Al-Azhar University of Enactus, Egypt, our first place winner. Powerful videos. I wish I had been able to see it live, but it came across so well during the World Cup. We're absolutely honored that the team is with us today, as well as Dr. Naveen Kabaj, Egypt's Minister for Social Solidarity and a dedicated supporter of Enactus. But let's talk to the students first, and then I'm honored to ask for a few words from you, Doctor. My question to the team is, you've created significant impact with your business in what is, as Will said, probably one of the most challenging years of our generation, maybe your generation. I hope this is the most of your generation. What's your piece of advice to all those Enactus teams who are building social enterprises today?
Yes, it's not about having a good business plan or having a good business model or a good operational team. It's about the spirit inside the team itself. It's about the spirit inside the team. Every single one of my team was able to sacrifice himself, even the time of crisis, the time of COVID-19. They were able to get into the field just in order to give a chance for these people. 30 of our team members tested positive for COVID-19. Even in that time, they had a purpose. They had a goal to reach. So if you have this spirit inside your team, if you can have this spirit, only then you can turn your projects to great businesses and you can succeed.
Thank you so much for those words. I mean, it's really inspirational. Maybe can you share a little bit about what you guys have also gained personally? Like, what are the emotions that this brought to you besides the obvious pride that comes through in your words?
Actually, Enactus, we gained a huge experience from Enactus, because Enactus create an environment for students to be change makers, to create solutions for a chronic problem that are incurable. So a person with limited thinking would just overlook this situation and saying there's no solution for this problem. But a student of Enactus creates a solution and give a chance for the people that have lived in poverty or unemployment. So this is the gain that the experience that I gained, and the same for my team. We are able now to run our own businesses, to create opportunities for others. So I think this is the experience that I gained and my team.
Thanks very much for that. Terry, do we have Dr. Kabaj with us?
No, if Dr. Kabaj is here, he might be listening. So I'm going to ask to turn it over to the board chair, engineer Yasser Shekhar, I believe is here. And also, hey, Team Egypt, if you're on, oh, there you are. Dr. Naveen, pleasure to have you today. Thank you for being here. But I also ask all of you from Team Egypt, if you're on right now, turn your cameras on. We want to see all of you because we know you represent dozens and hundreds of other students, and you certainly represent 72,000 next-gen leaders impacting the world. So please, I invite you to turn your camera on. Dr. Naveen, thank you kindly for being here today. And I believe, Gonzalve, you certainly may have a thought or a question, but we welcome you here today. And thank you And I hope that you had an opportunity to experience this amazing impact, not only of the Egypt team, but also all of Enactus worldwide.
Good morning, everybody. It's a great pleasure to be with you, and I especially thank Engineer Yasser to give me this opportunity. I'm really proud of Enactus at large throughout the whole world, and I'm particularly also proud of Enactus Egypt for the great development and the great work that they provided during the latest year. I think the kind of social responsibility and social entrepreneurship that you are provided and you're really developing in the young people is making a big difference in the world, and is supporting not only Egypt SDS 2030, but is supporting SDGs at large. And I urge you to actually, with full support from Ministry of Social Solidarity Egypt, and actually from the government of Egypt at large, because I spoke to it to my colleagues in the other ministries, we would like to push really and to support these initiatives. I think social entrepreneurship is coming with the big innovations and the passion of the youth that is really providing great support, and that is I mean their input into development at large and the sustainability and the innovations and the great impact that the young people provided back. We regained youth, we regained the youth passion, and their passion and achievements really regained strength and trust that people can do something. I think the trust in the communities that they are serving is great, and I thank them for all the passion that they provided. And they trusted the communities even more than some of the governments did, and even more than some of the international organizations did. They dig down, they partnered with communities, they opened areas that we were all afraid to open. They broke the silence in different topics and different issues. They became with great innovations. So I'm really proud of them. And I think the future is with them, and they should be proud of themselves as well. This would never have been possible without the support of Enactus at large throughout the world, of Orange, and special thanks to the private sector that really feels this responsibility towards giving a hand and actually supporting the young people to do it. I think Orange Egypt and Orange at large, actually sometimes I say Egypt, but I belong, at the end of the day, we belong to Enactus, the whole world, and Orange belongs to the Orange headquarters. But special thanks to the Egyptian team that made it possible.
Dr. Naveen, thank you. A special thanks to you. Really appreciate it. I think we may change your ministry to the Fountain of Youth. I really appreciate all of your time and energy. Thank you. And we look to see you again when we all gather. And I know it's coming soon. And when we get to gather again, Dr. Naveen, thank you for your dedication. I'm going to ask all of the students to turn their cameras on, because we really need to see you, all of you. So Team Egypt, turn it on. Team Canada, turn it on. Team India, turn it on. Team Brazil, bring it on. Hey, Puerto Rico, open up your cameras. This is about you, all of your impact around the world. I think you guys deserve a great big round of applause. Fantastic. And Gonzalo, I'm going to ask if you have any closing thoughts and words, but you know, Gonzalo, one of the key things that we're working on so hard, and I know we had a passionate conversation about collaboration, bringing this all together. So I know as we work forward in 2021, that's a serious push for us to make sure that we get more collaboration going forward.
Absolutely, Terry. And 2021 is going to be an opportunity for us to innovate again as an organization. No matter what tomorrow is made of, it will probably be different than today. And with your all support, it will be better. So on behalf of the board, Enactus leadership, all the alumni who can't be with us here today, but are here with you in spirit, I want to congratulate all the winning teams, as well as all the Enactus students globally, the 72,000 plus, who are making the world better for themselves, for your families, your communities, my children. Thank you for everything. Keep doing it. I think you heard Will say, dream big and don't let anything or anybody stand in your way. Go get it. Thank you. And congratulations.
Feel free to turn your, unmute yourselves and give yourself a big round of applause, a couple of Enactus cheers. I want to hear some energy. Unmute yourself, guys. Say hello. Take a couple of pictures. Let this roll. Thank you for all your passion and energy in a challenging year called 2020. The light is coming and you are it. Thank you for your passion, your purpose, and your amazing performances. Thank you for all of your impact and all you do for the world. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, and keep it up. Thank you, Terry and Gonzalo, for giving me this opportunity. Thank you very much.
All right.
It's a pleasure to have you. And Will, thank you for joining us. Yes, sir. Thank you for joining us, our country leaders who rock to make this all possible. And to all of you students, whether you're graduating or not, we're so honored you're a part of Enactus. Have a great day and stay focused. We all need you. We all need one another, and we all need this effort. Thank you, everybody.
This is Enactus. Egypt's Al-Azhar University Cheeto Shrimp Enterprise turns shrimp shells into spices, fertilizer, and even personal protective equipment. They are raising the standard of living for people living in poverty while recycling a naturally occurring resource. Aimed at creating a plastic-free economy where sustainability does not compromise quality, EarthSuds prevents waste from ending up in oceans and employs people with developmental disabilities to manufacture innovative new products and reduce production of single-use plastics. Launched to address communication challenges between taxi drivers with hearing impairments and passengers, this social enterprise creates new opportunities for 300,000 hearing-impaired South Koreans through innovative new technology. Behind this innovation and these new businesses is Enactus, the largest experiential learning platform developing next-gen leaders with a head for business and a heart for the world. Every year, Enactus changes the lives of 72,000 next-gen leaders around the globe on over 1,800 campuses. They, in turn, are changing the world right now, and the positive impact shows. Founded in 1975, Enactus engages students to become next-gen leaders with an entrepreneurial mindset and a hard-earned understanding of business principles to improve the world. Enactus trains, supports, and incentivizes students to ideate, implement, and measure the impact of businesses they create within the framework of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals for 2030.
Pretty much everything that I do in my career now, I learned how to do when I was a student running an Enactus team. This opportunity that you get in Enactus to build, to grow, to learn, that can change you.
We need a passion to work for the society.
We act for a world with equality for people and responsibility for the environment.
This program is a great opportunity to collaborate with enactors from all over the world.
Enactus students invested 7.3 million hours into 3,800 businesses that impacted 1.3 million people and created 159 million in economic value. Enactus and its funding partners inspire and engage students to understand that business is a force for good.
Young talents are the key people of our future, and by using the innovative mindset of young people, we aspire to bring the best ideas to the Sustainable Development Goals to life. Enactus can help us to connect with students who share our values.
If you care about who will lead us next, about creating positive impact on the world's greatest challenges, about preparing the next generation to lead, invest with Enactus.
Every single pandemic has led to an innovation cycle. And we think that this is going to be a huge opportunity for the students of Enactus to start the next great company. Every time I leave an Enactus meeting, I'm like more hopeful about the next generation. I think continue that advocacy that you all have for that more positive world.
Learn more and co-create impact with us at enactus.org.